Welcome back to Scotiabank Pond in Toronto, Ontario for game number 4 preliminary action between Team USA Teal 2010 and 2010 Team Canada Red. This is Mike Formisano here just above the ice at Scotiabank Pond, rink number 4. The Americans are 15 minutes away, one period, from advancing to the semifinals tomorrow morning. A win will do it. A loss will not. A tie, maybe. Team Canada Red looking for a win to advance as well. Huang versus Lo Priori on the face-off. It goes over to Team Canada. Canada in red with white and black trim. And a shove down on... That's Luca Catapano. The puck in front. Shot. And we have a whistle as they're going to check on Catapano, who's slow to get up. Catapano received a big hit 5 seconds after the face-off, and he's still down, and so now the coach is coming out for Team USA. We'll take an injury timeout, and we will be back to Scotiabank Pond right after this. Okay, so Catapano back on his feet. That's good to see. 14:46 just underway here in the third period. It's very simple. Team USA wins. They advance probably in third place to tomorrow's semifinal action. Every game in this tournament has been close for Team USA. A 4-2 loss to Team Canada Gold, a 1-1 tie to Purple, a win over White 7-5, and now a 3-2 lead on Red in the third period. We'll see if they can hold it or build on it. Team Canada not going away, obviously, not yet. Here's the shot, goes wide left off the boards. Pineda pitches in, holds it there. The mission for Team USA, win and in. Borgel with the save, stick save. You never expected hockey to be this exciting in July. Saved by Borgel, and it goes into the corner. Riley picks it up. And now, here's Cooper, and he'll pass it over to Lo Priori, but it hits the boards. Now, a favorite shot, and here's a break for Wimmer. Wimmer's got one defenseman in the beat. Can't get around him, but there's Bernstein. Bernstein in the corner, avoids a hit. The shot, saved by McCoy and Wimmer. And that's Lo Priori and one of the Canadian defensemen, and they're getting into it. And the referees pull them aside. 13:58 to go. We're going to see if they get offsetting penalties. It may very well happen. Well, face-off will be to the right of McCoy. Down to 13:58 to go. And you know, Coach Charlie Spetz and Team USA counting the seconds down towards the final buzzer. Fontaine will take the draw with Simone and Goldstein on the wings. Castellano and Fritz at the points. Here's the face-off, won by the Canadians. And it goes over to Parsons. Parsons over the blue line. Now the pass over to Champagne. Champagne intercepted by Team USA. Americans would desperately love to get an insurance goal here to build the lead to 4-2 or even more. Here's Fontaine. Fontaine coming in, tried to dipsy doodle his way around the Canadian defense, couldn't do so, and now it comes back out to Fritz. Here's Fritz to Simone. Simone will play it in. He wraps it around the boards behind the Canadian net. Fontaine in after it with Hars there. Fontaine now. Parsons steals it away, and Parsons takes it back behind the Canadian net. Parsons off the boards. Pass Simone's stick, and here's Champagne. Champagne and Hodges. 2-on-2. Cleared out of the way by Fritz. Hodges on the backhand, now to forehand. Tied up by Simone. Back to the point to Hardy. Hardy able to sidestep Fontaine. Fritz on him. Hardy skating his way in on the backhand. Goes around behind the net. The wraparound attempt. Borgel holds the post. And Simone was able to clear it along the near boards outside the zone and picked up there by Canada. Hodges with it. Fontaine on him. Now Hars. Hars has it to pass to Champagne. Intercept, no, underneath the stick of Fontaine. And here comes Parsons. Parsons with the shot over the crossbar and off the glass. And it comes all the way back, but not outside the zone. And the Team America, held in by Team Canada. That was Parsons who tipped it to Hodges. Hodges, Castellano on him. Hodges stops, shot, save, Borgel. And hold on, right to the breadbasket. Down to 12:23 remaining. Team USA 3, Team Canada 2. A berth in the semifinals is on the line in this one. Russo will take the draw. Formisano out there along with, I believe, Bernstein. Huang will take the draw against Russo. To the left of Borgel. Here's Dixon. Back to Catapato. The pass outside the zone. Bernstein knocked down. And that is number 8 after it, Delano Bellata. Formisano in the zone forechecking. Takes a swipe at Bellata. This is the puck. Comes back out to Catapato, however. Catapato will play it off the boards. Hummerston intercepts. Hummerston into the zone. The shot over the crossbar and off the boards. Now back to the point. There's Dion. Formisano's able to clear the zone. Good play by Formisano to get the puck outside of the American end of the ice. Now comes in a Borgel. He'll make the save, and he will cover for no further play. 11:46 as the minutes continue to count down. And if you're wondering, there are no timeouts in preliminary play, so you can't call a timeout and talk strategy, not until the semifinal round. And again, no overtime and no shootouts either. It's regulation time, so 11:46. So the Americans have to win this. Taken away by Wimmer. Wimmer has it. He skates over the blue line now. In front of the scorer's table. Taken away. Team Canada with in Catapato skates. It's loose. And played away from the Canadian forward. But it's picked up by Grant. Here's Grant with the shot. Close save by Luke Borgel. And he'll hold on. Now we're down to 11:25 to go. The face-off will be to the left of Borgel. I'm actually going to move it to the other face-off dot. So to the right of Luke Borgel, it will be Jack Fontaine taking the draw. Trevor Cooper behind the net. Intercepted by Grant. Here's Grant for the Canadians. The shot, the pass across, and he couldn't tee it up. It was a one-time opportunity by number 43. Now the shot. Save Borgel, and a hold on. So the pass was to Sutton Hodgins, who attempted the one-timer. He had an open net to shoot at, but he couldn't control the shot. It went past him, and once they got a shot in the high slot, Borg was able to make that save pretty easily. So now Hodgins and Fontaine with the draw. Fontaine wins it. It goes back behind the net. There's Cooper. Cooper tried to control the puck. It goes over to number 19. Now behind the net. Backhand attempt. The shot. He scores. Keegan Grant with the goal with 10:58 remaining. And we are deadlocked at 3 apiece. Grant scores the goal to tie the game with the backhander past Luke Borgel. And we are even 3-3. And now the Canadian fans chanting, "Let's go Canada." Low Priori will take the draw with Goldstein and Bernstein, along with Fritz and Castellano. Tied at 3 here in Scotiabank Pond. Here comes Kwong. Kwong played off the puck. There's Goldstein. Goldstein skates it across the red. Goldstein's got Champagne on him. Goldstein coming in, the shot! Save! It's loose in front. Bernstein trying to poke it home. And it goes over the glass and out of play. So the Americans right back at it, trying to force the action and get a shot on goal. McCoy makes the initial save, and then the rebound went out of play. To the left of McCoy. Here's the face-off. Low Priori in there. And Team Canada with the face-off win. Goes back to Fritz. Fritz with the shot. Screened on the play, but McCoy was able to make the save. Now in front. There's Goldstein. And puck goes over to Team Canada. Here's Champagne to Parsons. Parsons in front. Parsons got Castellano on him. Now to Goldstein. Max Goldstein comes back to the point to Hars. And a hit there by Low Priori. Now to Castellano. In front. It goes all the way to the near boards. Hars with the puck. Low Priori on him. He goes into the far corner. Now the puck off of Champagne. Played by Fritz. Hars has it going into the corner. There's Goldstein after him. We are down to less than 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Team USA 3, Team Canada 3. Puck along the boards, tied up there. Now played outside the zone past Castellano, and Parsons with a break. Parsons coming in. Castellano cuts him off, however. Now Parsons with the puck. Along the far boards, the shot goes behind the American net. Here's Bellata with it. Bellata with the shot. Glove saved by Borgel, and he'll squeeze it and hold on for no further play. 9:23 remaining, third period. The question becomes as you get late in the game with a tie score, because either coach who needs a win Canadian tie gets a goal, but a win does. Do they pull their goalie? Here's the shot over the crossbar and off the boards. Here's Dion with it. Puck comes in. Goes along the near boards. There's Fontaine and Bellotta. Catapano with a high stick. It's going to be waved off as the Canadians pick it up. Comes through the zone. Formasano tips it outside of the American end. Now Dion with it. Dion coming in. Dixon plays him. There's Logan Dixon in the corner. Dixon to Russo. Now out to Catapano. And Fontaine tried to tip it forward, but Hodges got in the way. Off the post! Off the left post! So the Canadians ring iron, and now Catapano sends it down to Fontaine. Avoids the hit by number 8, Bellotta. And here is Hummerston. Hummerston with Fontaine on him to neutral ice. Russo tries to play the puck. Coming in, Hummerston with the shot. Wide left and off the back of the net. It's in the netting behind. And now Russo is able to play it in the corner. 8:20 to go in the third period. Deadlocked at 3. Here's the shot, screen. Now the rebound. Hummerston gets it back. Pass to the point. There's Dion. The shot deflected by Logan Dixon. Again, sacrificing his body. Formasano plays it back into the corner. Catapano, and it goes over to the Canadians. Here's Bellotta with it. Bellotta with the shot. Goes wide right. And now Dion along the far boards. Dion with it. The shot off of the ankles of Dixon. Dion with it. He fans on it. There's Russo. Now Dixon. Dixon with a crunch on Dion. Now Hodges behind the net. Hodges looking to center. Hodges behind. Can't break free. Goes to the far boards. Now above the faceoff circle. To the slot. The shot. Wide right. Oh, too close for comfort for Borgel and company. Now to pass off the skates of Formasano. And it goes to the near boards. Where's Bellotta? Bellotta now in front off the side of the net. And he gets caught in the netting. The Canadians break it free. There's Hodges. Takes the check from Fontaine. Hodges along the near boards. Hodges looking to break free. The shot saved. Borgel. And now another shot. And that's blocked. Here's Fontaine. Fontaine. Oh, he had Formasano breaking. He didn't see him. Here's Fontaine. Fontaine over the blue line. Fontaine tried to break through 4 Canadian defensemen, and he couldn't do it. Oh, he had Formasano breaking. He would have had a clear breakaway. And now the Canadian forward knocks down. There's the shot. He scores. Keegan Grant with 6:43 remaining puts Team Canada up 4-3. Grant with the goal to give the Canadians a 4-3 lead. And where Team America came so close to a possible go-ahead goal, as happens all the time in hockey, Canadians come the other way, and Grant's able to put the go-ahead goal over the shoulder of Borgel. Here's Cooper, 6:40 remaining. The Americans need to score twice in order to advance tomorrow officially to the semifinals. The shot comes in, stick saved by Borgel, and it goes in the corner. And now here is Trevor Cooper. Cooper with the backhand around. Bernstein with it now. Americans need to work some magic. Here is Wimmer. It goes past him and all the way down the ice for an icing. 6:16 remaining in the third period. Team Canada has jumped out to a 4-3 lead over Team USA. The faceoff will be to the left of Luke Borgel. It'll be Dylan Simone taking the draw against Kwong. Cleared outside the zone. And here's Hars. Wimmer on him. Now to Cooper. Cooper up to Bernstein. Picked the shove from Hars. Here's Wimmer. Wimmer has 3 goals in this tournament. Picked up by Hardy. Hardy behind the net. Wimmer along the far boards now. Comes back to the point. Goes in the corner. And there's Simone after it. Hardy picks it up first. Now Simone. And we got a whistle. We'll see what that's about. The referee is calling for the puck to come outside the zone. They don't have an explanation, so we're just going to go ahead and we'll have the face-off go outside the Canadian zone, right in front of the bench. 5:44 to go. I don't know why they blew whistles on us. I can't explain. I didn't see it. Fontaine will take the draw. Goldstein and Low Priori on the ice now with Castellano and Fritz. Time running out for the Americans, down by a goal. A tie may do it, a loss will not. Here's Hodgetts in. Hodgetts wraps around with 5:33 to go. Back to the point to Dion, the shot. Save, Borgel, and he'll hold on. And Luke Borgel, I understand he's given up 4 goals, but I'm telling you right now, Team USA stayed in this game in the early part because of Borgel. And that happened yesterday against Team Canada Gold as well. So Borgel has played a heck of a game. Here is number 11, Goldstein. Sends it in off of number 8 for Team Canada. That's Pilata. Now Low Priori tries to center it, can't do so. Devontae the tip, saved by McCoy. It's loose in front. The Americans trying to poke it home, and it goes wide. Here's Low Priori again to Goldstein. He didn't know where it was. It was in his skates, and the Canadians are able to play it outside the zone. Now Hodgetts the other way. Hodgetts to Pilata, the shot. Save, Borgel, it's loose. It comes back Dion with the shot. One save by Borgel, and he'll hold on. End-to-end action between Team USA and Team Canada. 4:52 remaining in the third period. The Canadians up by a goal. It'll be Bernstein, Formisano, and Russo out there on the front line for Team USA. Russo will take the draw against Kwong. Here's the face-off. Russo wins it, but it's picked up by Team Canada. Shot. Blocker glove save by Borgel. And now here's Bernstein. Bernstein with Formisano. Bernstein coming in. The shot! Glove save or stick save by McCoy. Now Formisano tries to center. Intercepted by Team Canada. Here is Hummerston. Hummerston with a break. Hummerston being tied up. The save by Borgel. And he'll hold on. And he got an assist by Logan Dixon there to make sure Hummerston couldn't get a clean shot away. 4:27 remaining in the third. 4-3, Canada leads the United States. We will keep an eye in the next few minutes on Coach Charlie Spetz to see if he pulls Borgel for an extra attacker. As a save into Borgel there, and he makes it off the stick of Hummerston, who has been buzzing around the net over these past few minutes. Line change for Team Canada with 4:20 remaining. Kwong will take the draw against Russo. Bernstein and Formisano out there for Team USA. Off the skates of Formisano, who clears it up, but not out. Here's the shot. Save off the shot of Kwong. And the rebound goes wide. Now Hardy has it back at the point. Hardy into Dixon. Dixon plays it in the corner. Now Formisano looking to tip it forward. Formisano to Bernstein. It just goes past him. Goes along the boards. Bernstein rides a Canadian forward off the puck. Sent back and controlled by Team USA. Intercepted by Hummerston. Hummerston with the shot. Save, Borgel, and he'll hold on. 3:49 remaining in the third period. Team Canada 4, Team USA 3. To the left of Borgel. Hodgetts will take the draw against Fontaine. Hawksworth off the boards, back to the point to Hardy. Hardy holds it in. He sends it into the corner behind the net. There's Hodgetts with it. Intercepted by Simone. Now Wimmer, Robert Wimmer. Tries to play it around hard, said Grant. And here's a break for Fontaine. Fontaine coming in. Fontaine with a dipsy little move. They can't get around Riley. And now Hardy with it in the corner. And the Canadians are able to skate it out. Time winding down on the Americans. Hardy inside the zone. Riley now over to Grant. Grant with the shot. Save, Borgel. Grant gets it back on the backhand. The shot, he scores. Grant tucks it just inside the right post. And with 3:05 remaining, Team Canada opens up a 5-3 lead. Borgel slams the stick in frustration. There's nothing he could have done about that. It was a backhand shot that he just tucked inside the right post. So now Team America has to turn on the offense, and quick. Low Priori will take the draw against Hodgetts. Face-off won by Team Canada. There's Grant. And now Riley going ahead with it on Bernstein. Puck goes through the slot. And now over to Low Priori. Lopriori with the pass to Goldstein. He's got Castellano with him. In front. Knocked off the puck. Canada's going to clear it outside the zone. Here's Fritz over to LJ Russo. The net is empty and Spets has pulled Borgel. 6-on-5 now. Team USA looking for an approximate goal to get it to within one. Team Canada with a break. It's a 2-on-1 on an empty net. Grant with the shot. He scores with 2:26 remaining. And Team Canada has pulled away, opening up a 6-3 lead. And if this is the final score, it is not indicative of how this game went. Team America entered the third period with a 3-2 lead, but give the Canadians credit, 4 goals in the third period to open up a 6-3 lead. Here is Fontaine taking the draw against Kwong. Dylan Simone comes inside the zone, now over to Fontaine. The puck's loose. Catapano with it over to Wimmer. Right in front of the Canadian bench. Borgel's back in net with 2:10 remaining. 6-3, Canada leads. Borgel will hold it up there. If this is the last game for Team USA, they have played an inspired tournament, losing only once before this game against Team Canada Red. Tying Canada Purple. Shot comes in. Right pad save to Borgel. Beating Team Canada White earlier today, 7-5 in a barn burner of a game at Chestwood Arena. Saved by Borgel, and Fontaine makes sure it's underneath the pad and keeps it out with 1:42 remaining. And again, Team America having a 3-2 lead coming to this third period, but the Canadians finally broke through and wore down the Americans and opened up a 6-3 lead. So if the result stands the way it is, Team Canada Red will advance to tomorrow's semifinal. Most likely third place and maybe fourth. And Team USA will most likely finish either 5th or 6th, depending on what happens in the other games tonight. Here's the shot. Saved by Borgel. Cooper plays along the boards. Now Hartz off the shin guards of Elliot Lopriori. Formisano in there trying to dig the puck out. It's being tied up. Minute 17 to go. Here is Russo. Russo, he's got Parsons on him. And now Lopriori. Champagne defending. Parsons outside the zone. Goes over to Kwong, who plays it in. And here's Cooper. 1 minute to go here in the third period. Americans play it up. There's Russo. Goes past him. And now number 37. Pass over to Hars. Now Champagne. Over to Kwong. Kwong coming in. Kwong in the high slot. Poked off his stick and it goes along the far boards. And now pass up. Intercepted by Team Canada. Champagne has it in front of the official scores table. Now Kwong will play it around. 38 seconds to go. Cooper has it behind the net. Bellotta with it. Bellotta skating in. Pass across. Now to Dion at the point. 27 seconds to go. Here's Goldstein, who pokes it outside of the American zone and to neutral ice. The Canadians will advance to tomorrow's semifinal. We'll see who else goes through. Most likely Canada black and purple, and one of the other Canadian teams either white or gold. For the Americans, 10 seconds to go in this tournament, but they have represented themselves very well. Dion with it, pokes it in, and there's the buzzer. Team Canada Red defeats Team USA Teal. Final score, 6-3. But I'll tell you right now, that was not indicative of how intense this game was. It was Team USA who had a 3-2 lead going into the third period. But Team Canada with 3 goals and then an empty netter to pull away for the 6-3 victory. And Team USA Teal going around, Luke Borgel consoling him. Defeated but not disgraced. Team USA Teal will exit the tournament with a record of 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie. But they were in every single game in this tournament, and they go home back to America with their heads held high. For Team Canada, they advance on to tomorrow's semifinals. Our coverage ends with this game today, however, and we wish all the Canadian teams that do advance and all the teams that advance in all the other groups as well, best of luck in tomorrow's semifinals and championship games. Handshakes between Team Canada and Team USA. Coach Charlie Spets should be very proud of the team that he assembled with some help, I believe, with Mike Bernstein and Kevin Fritz, able to assemble the roster with Coach Spetz. And it was one heck of a team, represented by 4 clubs in the northern New Jersey and Long Island areas. The Long Island Rebels, the PAL Blue Knights, the North Jersey Avalanche, and the Skylands Kings. And so this team will go home, but they should go home with their heads held high. So, my thanks go out to the Prospects My Sports Illustrated group here in Toronto, Canada, Arandra De Silva and Nate Nussbaum for all their help in coordinating so we can get these games on the air for you. My thanks go out to head coach Charlie Spetz and Team USA for helping us and being able to get coverage on the air for you as well. And that's it from the Scotiabank Pond here in Toronto, Canada. The final score in the 4th and final preliminary game for Team USA Teal. They fall to Team Canada Red 6-3. For everyone here, this is Mike Formisano saying thank you very much for joining us in what was a very entertaining and exciting weekend. And we will return to America as Team USA Teal will move on to other things. And the season is coming up in the fall. Have a good night, everyone, and we will talk to you soon.